I'm a member of the Rutgers University-led Institute for Study, which involves the North American universities and the universities in Europe, where we bring in academics and practitioners together to address this problem. I myself was author of a number of initiatives when I was chairman of the Finance Committee of what has now become an iconic council in the London Borough of Lewisham. An academic study was carried out by the University of Liverpool. You ought to refer to that. I can't remember the name of the professor. It's a very well-known study, which actually answers some of the problems you are raising. My concern is we tend to now divide the world into third world, second world, and first world. We ought to have a more holistic approach to this problem. And I want to put it to you. How do we go about it? You are meeting here. I come here by chance. I happen to be living in the hotel. That's why I came here. I never knew about you. And I have been working in this area for almost 25, 30 years. You need to have some observer at the Rutgers University project. There are so many dodges in awarding contracts. One problem that is not addressed by your group is contract compliance. We are becoming, in England and elsewhere, we are becoming third world because the European Union, poorer countries joining us, possibly Georgia would be joining us soon. We have a pool of labor, surplus labor, which makes it impossible to enforce any terms and good conditions for workers. Workers are actually let down. I found the Contract Compliance Committee in Lewisham Council. Our very enlightened Prime Minister at the time, Margaret Thatcher, actually outlawed it. We need to protect the workers if we are going to actually use this as a means for advance in the interest of the whole community. So partial approach, concentrating on the corruption on the provision of services is not adequate. We need to actually protect workers. Otherwise, you not only find yourself going into the fourth world, and we will be in advanced countries going into the third world. Thank you.
Thank you. We're gonna take two more comments before we let the panel address.
My name is Mahabeshwar Hegde. I work in the area of e-procurement as well as many of the e-governance projects across different sectors in India. My question is specific to Robert and Matthias. So in India, we actually have a very robust corporate database, with the registered companies as well as the limited liability partnership companies. So in one of the e-procurement systems, what we are planning to build in one of the eastern states, we have indicated that at least for the basic minimum information a bidder has to submit, we will pick up the information from the corporate database, which is available in the government itself. So my question is, in case somebody has to establish a related party or beneficiary information, what are the minimum information somebody needs to capture to establish a relationship? And the second question is, Matthias talked about the analysis of the contract awardees. I just want to check whether that information was basically from the statutory filing, or did you pick up data from other sources as well? Because statutory data obviously more reliable and it's in compliant. Obviously other data could not have been that much validated. So the two questions are, one is what are the minimum data possibly one needs to have it in a procurement system so that at least the base to starting point we'll be able to analyze. Second point is the statutory or non-statutory, what is the information you used.
Thank you very much. That's very helpful. Okay, we're gonna let the panel address those two. So we have a question around sort of holistic approaches, and then we have one that is sort of the minimum threshold for e-procurement system or portal to really allow for analyzing and making relationships. So I'll let you decide if you want to start. Should we start with Matthias, and that second question relates more closely to your presentation?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So our website only is based on live data that we take from the government platform. We don't change anything. And we encourage people to double check with the original source if they want to quote it. But at the same time, the government agency endorses our website. So they think it adds a lot of value to their reform of e-procurement. And so on the front page of the government procurement agency, there's a prominent link to our platform as well. So there's this kind of symbiosis where we cooperate with the agency as well to maximize the value of this data.
I could say something on the concern expressed by Mr. Mani on the holistic approach. Even if we were to classify countries in the first, second, or third world, I mean, it's a very artificial kind of classification, the stage of preparedness or the threshold levels in these three sets of countries would be very different. So it becomes very difficult to apply a size-fit-all to all the countries. So necessarily you have to tailor your specifications even for open contracting, as we are now doing within the country, different from what is being done maybe in more developed countries. So whereas you could have a threshold level across all the three categories of countries that you mentioned, but you would have to ensure that the fine tuning is done depending upon the stage or the level at which contracting is in any different country.